Alright, number 6, then it basically just asks to find the requested value. So we're still using sum and difference formulas on 5 and 6. So with any of these we want to kind of work in, they're all going to get worked the same way. You have two angles. You have the alpha angle and then you have the beta angle. Okay, or angle A and angle B. Okay, as far as angle A is concerned, we need, like if it's cosine of -3/5. Remember that 5 is your R. -3 would be, since its cosine is going to be your X. So with any of these, I want to have like this is my X, this is my Y, this is my R. Okay, this is how I would do every single one. So then I can set up like what I'm missing. I should have a sine, excuse me, and a cosine of each angle. Okay, so I may be given a tangent, like on 5 and 6 both, I'm given a tangent. So with that, I'm going to have to make sure I have all the parts. So if X is -3, R is 5, I'm going to have to figure out what R is. So whenever I do that, I'm just going to use basically like the reverse of Pythagorean theorem, and I'm going to go 5 squared minus 3 squared equals y squared. So I'm going to get 25 minus 9, which is y squared, so 16 is equal to y squared, so y is equal to 4. Okay. If it's in quadrant 3, okay, I've got to pay attention to that as well. If it's in quadrant 3, then that means it's down here. In quadrant 3, we already know that cosine is negative. What do we know about sine? Huh? It's also negative. So instead of it being a +4 here, it's actually going to be a -4. Okay? Now, what I do, and I'm not saying that you have to do this, but what I do for each angle, like I have cosine of alpha, and it is -3/5. I'm going to go ahead and write what sine of alpha is, because I know that since it's a sum and a difference back here, that I'm going to need the sine and the cosine of each angle. Okay? So if I do sine, that's just y over r, so it's going to be -4/5. And then I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to do it again for the beta angle. So my beta angle is here. Now I have tangent. So if I have tangent, that means I have x and y already. I need to find r. So tangent is y over x. So y is 8. X is 15. So then it's in quadrant 1, so that means everything's positive. So I'm just going to do Pythagorean theorem again. 8 squared equals r squared. So I have 225 plus 64 equals r squared. So I'm at 289. So 17. So again, I'm going to write, I'm going to have sine of beta, and I'm going to have cosine of beta. So sine of beta is just going to be 8/17. Cosine of beta is going to be 15/17. Once I have all 4 of those, then it just becomes going to my formula for sine of alpha. It was alpha plus beta. So if it is sine, then it's going to go, I'm just writing this because this is the formula, sine of alpha times cosine of beta plus cosine of alpha times sine of beta. Now it just becomes plugging my values in. Like, instead of it being sine of alpha, I'm going to write negative 4/5. Instead of cosine of beta, I'm going to write 15/17. Instead of cosine of alpha, I'm going to have the negative 3/5 that they gave me. And instead of sine of beta, I'm going to have 8/17. You should always have denominators that are the same. So I'm just going to multiply. Whenever I do multiply, though, even though I could simplify 4/5 and 15/17, I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it as negative 60 over 85. And I'm going to go plus negative 24 over 85 again. The reason why I don't want to simplify here is because I already have, I'm going to guarantee myself that I have denominators that are the same. So I don't want to change that because I'm going to have to change it right back. So then I'm really just going to have negative 60 plus negative 24, which is going to give me negative 84 over 85.